This, I think, is chapter 5. I'm kind of losing track here of our visit to the Clinton County Historical Association Museum on November 1st, 2023, and we're back with Helen Nurska. And what are we looking at, Helen?
We're looking at our display on the lighthouse, the Bluff Point Lighthouse. We are stewards, CCHA, they were stewards of the lighthouse, and we open it every summer. We have a group of volunteers, a committee, that makes sure that it's all ready for visitors. And we have actually, on the lighthouse now, there are exhibits on all 3 floors. So it's very special. It's a mini museum by itself over there. And the lighthouse was built in 1874 and has been we brag that we have one of the first female lighthouse docents, or she lived it and actually managed the lighthouse herself, Mary Herworth. And I want to say her descendant often docents for us in the summer at the lighthouse, yeah. The other thing is, Morris Glenn just recently put together a history of the Bluff Point Lighthouse. And we have copies here at the museum. It tells the whole story of how it was built.
Available for sale. She's
Yep, available for sale. Yeah, very reasonable. And thanks to Morris Glenn for putting that together for us.
Okay. We're about to go into the display room, but before we do, we're going to look at this.
Yes, we have a print here of the Cumberland Head Lighthouse. It was a drawing by Richard Parrott Mallory, and he drew that in 1882. So he was an artist that was born in Plattsburgh, and we're very privileged to have this in our collection.
It's my understanding this still exists and it's in private ownership?
Private ownership, that's right, yes.
Well, I won't mention Mr. Spiegel's name, so we'll never know who owns it. Okay, I'm going to get you on my left because the camera's on my right hand. And,
okay.
all right, so Helen, take us
right.
through this room in whatever order you want.
Yeah.
And Jan's here to make sure
that I get the order right.
Jan
There are so many details in this room. You could spend a lot of time here, and it tells the story of CCHA. It has the first article that was ever donated to us, and we started the association in 1945, and I'm a descendant of one of the founders. I love that, and so is David Patrick, who works for us quite a bit. And we're very proud of the fact they put this together. And we've been able to maintain it. You go through thick and thin, because it's all volunteer-based.
Right.
And to say that we have this building today, and we just put a roof on that cost us a lot of money.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Of thousands, yeah. And but we're very proud of the fact that we are strong enough. We're a strong association, and we collect all Clinton County history, so artifacts and documents. The artifacts, unfortunately, can't be too big. I think there was somebody out there that wanted us to take a boat. Well, really, we would love.
The Transportation Museum is closed, unfortunately.
It is.
And you couldn't put the Confiance anchor in here either.
So going around the room, and it's done in bits that very, very well crafted. It was crafted by our our collections chairperson, Marissa Gilbert. She and our collections assistant put together this entire exhibit from their knowledge of what was particularly special. Here. And I'm also, one of my hats is the historian for the town of Peru. And coincidentally, there are the votes in 1800 that they were voting for, and they made it very easy for us. For the member of the assembly, a senator for the Eastern District, and a representative of Congress. And this is the actual tally of the votes from the town of Peru.
A lot of people running.
Yes, and we think that maybe Treadwell voted for himself because he did get one vote.
Well, there you go. I always vote for myself, so.
Surely,
I'll get at least one.
surely you do. But there are other documents in here, and around the room you will see different paintings because we have an extensive painting collection, and we can't put them all up. So we try to put up different ones that we can. We're going to be doing a presentation at some point about all the paintings that we have, so we can share this information with people.
So again, this is 75 years, so this has been up for 3 years then?
Well, it was up for 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because of COVID. COVID interfered with our big celebration.
Okay.
But, and all around the room, you'll see as we move around the room, you'll see dresses. And there's a story for each one. This was from the Booth family. And this dress is dated between 1880 and 1900.
And I got to point out, there's a lot of ladies involved here. That's why you're going to see dresses.
That's right. Well, somehow the guys don't give us their suits, I don't know about that. We don't. So if you have an ancestor that has,
Could use the suit for the coming exhibit.
If I get an old suit that fits me, I'll wear it.
Well, for the suffrage exhibit that we found an overcoat, right?
Yes.
And so we put it out because men were part of the suffrage movement. Jan, do you want to?
No, I'll let you go.
Oh, okay. Well, this.
I'm tired of talking about
Oh,
McDonald's.
yeah. She's tried to give an example of all the different kinds of things we have, and we have miniatures, and we have tiny prints, and shoes, samples of the kinds of shoes that a shoemaker might have created. This is, I need to look at the surveyor's instruments that we have in our collection. These are the small things that we do have.
Yeah, just a sample of things, because you got so many things.
And I always
I
sort
call
of
it
brag.
the coolest.
It's any museum. Smithsonian, what do? 2%, 5% of the things that they have. I think we do about 5%. We have about 50,000 items. So, we really have to choose what we think would be interesting. And also we save the rest for researchers, so they're safe. But this is interesting because this is a typewriter that was manufactured in Plattsburgh. If you look at Durkee Street, you'll never look at it the same again when you know that it produced typewriters, it produced razor blades, it produced sewing machines. All that area down there was very, very active. Our Saranac River was a really strong influence on our town. So, and you'll see all sorts of things. This is the cigar factory. The cigar makers in our town were amazing. They put out 1 million cigars a year. This has been documented. And at one point they said you could walk down Margaret Street and smell a good cigar. And I would love that because I do like the smell of a good cigar. Yeah. So I do, just the smell, not
occasional. Every few years I mind.
Here, we're honoring 2 historians that were very special and important to the museum. Emily McMaster, and that's probably one of the only photographs we have of that woman. And she had donated, and she was an incredible historian in her time. And Helen Allen, who is still alive, and in Vermont at this point in time. And she too was an amazing historian. She's one of the ones that was able to get our historic district, and down around Macomb and McDonough and all those houses on the historic register. So it's quite amazing.
When the Hometown Cable first started covering the Clinton County Historical Association, the museum was over the City Hall, and Helen Allen was.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Helen Allen, nurse guy.
No.
This Helen Allen here was
Yes.
the one that took us, Bob, Ben, and I around. And
exactly, she was absolutely a fantastic. Again, the association had lots of strong people, and definitely she was one of them. This map. You need a magnifying glass, but this is who we were. We were in when we were French. We don't realize that the French were, they had names. They had, this is Au Sable, AUX Sable for Au Sable there. What is the Saranac? What was it called?
This one on here says RS Aranet, and so that became Saranac.
So this
In the
is,
French, it would have been River Saint Aranet.
so this
It's
is,
also called the Salasanac on other maps.
this is us before the French and Indian War, and after that, then all the French were out, and all our French settlers left, most all of them, and then we became British. So this is a fantastic map.
No, we
It's
did,
really a sign of the past.
Yeah, well, the French came back, and so we have, the northern tier has a lot of French in it, and of course along the shore of Lake Champlain, there's a lot of seigneuries that were there that the French
Yep.
designated, and those
This map, it
disappeared.
says, was 1744. So that is amazing to me. And that's a map up there that was the map of Plattsburgh made for Zephaniah Platt. And we've seen two maps like that, because in those days, they didn't take it to a printing press or to, take a picture
The
of
hell
it.
year of it?
And we have two of them. We have another one with a different picture on the side.
Yeah.
Is there a year? No.
I don't have a year for that one. I don't. Maybe it's on the map somewhere.
Plattsburgh was founded
Very
in
old.
1783, I believe, and Clinton
Well,
County was.
Way before, yeah. Yeah, about 1783 would be when Platt came in, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Plattsburgh was founded.
A
I think
little
that's, if
older.
you ask the Plattsburgh historian, it's 1783. And then, of course, Clinton County was 1788, March 7th, 1788. And then Clinton County got divided into 3 townships,
Right.
Champlain, Plattsburgh, and Crown Point, I think it was, Willsboro.
Willsboro was down there.
Willsboro,
Yeah.
Willsboro. So Essex County got most of Willsboro.
Yeah.
To the west of us came off of Champlain and Plattsburgh and where Franklin County is. And
It's interesting how things were split, because we have that map downstairs that shows Chazy and no Altona. Well, to us locals, what do you mean, no
so
Altona?
1857 was Altona.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
1804, Champlain and Moores came off of, Chazy and Moores came off Champlain in 1804.
Yeah.
And then 1857, Altona came off of Chazy, then Ellenburg and Cherubusco came off of Moores.
Yeah,
then
and Blackbrook and Au Sable came off of Peru.
And the Chateauguay came off of Champlain in 1799.
Yeah.
So that's all where
And
Franklin
Saranac
County,
came off of Plattsburgh in 1824.
100 years coming soon.
Yeah. Yes,
This year.
200 years coming soon.
200 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Celebration. Okay, moving on.
Another dress.
Another dress, but votes for
Oh,
women,
votes
because
for
we,
women.
suffrage, this is a recognition that suffrage was an issue in our county, they were very, very active starting around 1895 and moved right through till when we finally got the vote in 1917. And many of the women that were involved in the early suffrage movement did not live to vote. So it's,
Our pioneers.
pioneers.
Yeah.
Ah, so speaking of election day
There we
being
go,
around the
voting.
corner, here, cast your ballot, okay?
All right.
How secure is that? We're so worried about things. This was the old ballot box.
Yeah, but there were people
Yep.
watching it.
Yeah, so this was, a wooden Clinton County ballot box, date unknown. But somebody's assured us this is how they did it.
Yeah.
So this is wonderful. This is jewelry up here. And it contains a nugget from the Klondike in there, gold from the Klondike. This is a miniature, and it's very valued. The miniature of William Gilland, and that's
Willsboro.
something that But his cemetery's in Clinton County, so we're okay with that. So yeah. So this exhibit tried to give you a little piece of everything that's going on.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with
Yep.
so much history to share.
Okay.
Land grant. and-
Yep. This is the land grant. And so this is the land grant to Zephaniah Platt of 2,500 acres in total. I think you got more than that, but and this tells you about the history of our county. We were just talking about that, where it was really first Albany, and then it went to Washington, then Charlotte, and then eventually Clinton County. And so there was kind of it was, okay, Albany, I think Charlotte, Washington, and then Clinton. So we finally got cut off from, that was the order, I'm pretty sure.
Eventually, yeah, but I'm going to disagree with you here. Eventually, Clinton County was created from Washington in 1799. That's not true.
Ah,
It was 1788.
Aha, so that date up there will let the exhibit designer know, okay.
It was March
But the
7th,
order's right.
1788.
It's Albany, Charlotte, and Washington, and Clinton County. So, yeah, that's a good order. This is the first, is thought to be the first donation that was made to the Clinton County Historical Association.
It has number 1.
It's called yeah, what is the?
It is, it's like the year, and then it's
Yeah,
dot, dot, dot.
46.001.0001. That's the first thing
Oh,
and
wow.
it was a dough box. And then they put rockers on for their baby.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you make things
When
do.
I saw number 1, I was thinking something else.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
So that's the first, that's recorded as our first donation.
there you go.
Here's one of the
Humble
sewing
beginnings.
machines made by Williams Manufacturer.
Locally, right here in Plattsburgh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. People don't
But-
realize that.
If you were a person who sewed, check out this.
What?
Is that abalone or it's abalone, I think it is. All of the trim on it,
Oh,
abalone shell. Isn't that not beautiful?
makes you want to sew, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And a big writing desk, yeah?
Yeah, Jan's gonna.
Yeah, you gotta-
Although I have to say, Dick Soper once, he's one of our board members now, and he came from the Transportation Museum. We're very, very lucky to have him. But one of the things he likes to show people is in this desk, because usually it's like this. And he said, no, look how important this is where the guy was keeping all his notes and all his records and
secret compartments.
compartments. So this sort of ordinary looking place has lots of secrets. So, but I think we have to close it.
So people don't run into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's nothing on it, so it makes it difficult.
Yeah.
On the top, all of our hotels have their own china. The one in the middle is the Hotel Champlain. The ones on the end is from the Adirondack Hotel. And this one over here is from the Ozable Chasm Hotel. Fans, can you picture? Now, fans had a language. You could, if you used your fan in certain ways, it meant something, like you were coy or come and meet me. That, you couldn't say,
No.
in the day, you just couldn't be all dressed up and say, oh, boy, I'd really like to meet that person. No. You
This
had to
was-
send a message.
this
And
was
apparently they knew the message too.
This is before the Morse code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or texting or anything like that. So apparently it was a code that the women knew, but the men had to know it too, because otherwise it would be for nothing.
Right. Did you see my signal?
Yeah, I told you, I was sending a message.
All right. And, more dresses.
Well, this is just a fraction. We're not doing a behind the scenes tour, but if you saw our whole big room of textiles,
imagine.
this is just lucky. This one, though, is from 1790, is it, Jan?
I think so, something,
Yeah, and it's silk, and you can see how, it's sort of but
Silk
look at
sure
this.
usually does not, silk rots because it's a natural
But
fiber.
look at this,
the way
this is
it is.
probably woven and then added. I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable, the work that was on this dress. So,
Hopefully it wasn't just for funerals.
well, yeah. We don't call it a morning dress, because if people don't tell us it was a morning dress, we don't
Right.
identify it as such, but we do have a few, certainly.
And if you don't
In
have
our-
something else to wear, this could be your good dress.
Right.
This could be your good dress for using that black fan.
This dress is over the top. I would say it's over the top today, and it would have been over the top. Wow,
A lot of work.
a lot of work.
Okay, you tell them about Mr. Treadwell.
The
Oh.
man who voted for himself.
Yes, one of our early founders for sure. He came up from, and he married a Platt, and he was here. He's the one that is said to have brought 40 slaves with him.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he would have had probably the most. I think Nathaniel Platt also had a lot of slaves, but you know, we were founded by slaveholders, and this is sort of something that I never learned, but now we're learning, and we appreciate the fact that that's what happened. You'll see a lot of manumissions in the Plattsburgh town minutes, because they were freeing their slaves on a regular basis.
Well,
when they came up.
I'm vaguely familiar with the 1790 census up in Champlain, and because at that point we were still claiming Alberg and Ilamont and so
Yep.
on. And I think in Champlain there was only one slave, and it was on the Alberg side. So
Yeah. Well,
So-
there were about 38 or 9 or the 40. It's around that in Clinton County. There were quite a number, and certainly in Peru, certainly the Union of Quakers were abolitionists there,
Yeah, so-
and the Underground Railroad was very active there also. So.
okay, what's the red coat here?
Oh, well, I have to read it
That's
because
the
it's.
British are coming here.
No,
What is
no,
this?
no, it's not British. It's not British. It's an army coat made with red wool, we can see the black velvet, gold brace, but it was outerwear, belonged to the New York State 7th Cavalry, possibly worn by a musician in the War of 1812. So,
The
but
drummer
we
boy.
have it's from 1812, you can see that.
Right.
Actually, I've seen this go in and out of our collection over the last 10 years because it wears it out,
Well, sure,
when
yeah,
it's
yeah.
sitting out. So we're
you
very
gotta-
careful about it.
Preserve
so.
it. All right.
That
Oh, the
painting is
picture?
a Dewey, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Dewey, yeah.
The Dewey Tavern.
Yep.
That's,
And we have a mirror downstairs that
Yeah,
you talked
looks like
about
that.
probably that was in this tavern. And they paid, I understood that the more arms you had in your painting, the more expensive it was. And
Really?
so this looks like they paid quite a bit because they had both the child's arms and the woman. Yeah, they don't have any for Treadwell. So,
Arms will cost you extra. An arm and a leg.
see, this is very special. This is from Hubble original, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
Susan Hood. One of the 3 rugs created by Martha Moore, wife of Pliny Moore, her 2 daughters, Anna and Sophia, as well as their cousin, Harriet Hicks, between 1808 and 1811. The main carpet that was used by the Moore family was passed to Anna's granddaughter, who donated it to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So if you ever go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, you need to see
I
that.
mean, next time I go.
Yes.
Yeah, next time I go.
In 1923. And this is all needlepoint. And I wish that we could see the other side, but it's been covered. And the sign of a good needle artist, you should be able to see the design on the front as well as on the back.
We have 38 quilts in our collection, and we're proud to show at least one of them. We did have an expert come in and analyze all our quilts and do a report for us about, the exact age. So that documentation does exist. Tawny, I think, in Canton actually had a grant, and they did that for us. But it was really exciting at that point when we got them all out and unrolled them and to look at them.
Okay. And if
This is just one.
those of you watching at home, that blinking is not anything to do with your computer or TV. It's it's a light that's flickering
Oh, the
here.
light's going. Oh, yeah.
Okay. More oil paintings.
Beautiful. And I believe we have the comb in her hair. I think we have that in our collection. And this is, who is this? Elizabeth Platt, Russell Saley from the Saley House. Before this location, we were at the Saley House on
Right.
Cumberland Avenue. So, This is amazing. I don't know if you can hear this. This is harmonicon, and it would be played with, you know, and whoever put the water in knew that enough to put water for a C, for a D, you know, I mean, to me, it's amazing. But this is actually what they sound like.
Just rubbing the rims of the glasses, and that's what you get.
Can you imagine how talented?
Yeah.
What a good ear.
And that is Jan playing the glasses.
I
Yeah, thank you,
practice it every
Jan.
day.
Now, we also have, because there used to be somebody that knew how to do this. So we have a set of glasses that someone could play this, you know, but not these. These are not that set.
Okay.
No, these are the originals.
Sometimes when we have kids come in, they'll ask if they can use them for ice cream.
No.
And a sampler. There are many samplers. A good example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jan?
Oh, the souvenir plates. The souvenir plates were just what they are. You could honor people and places, and it was like in the late 1800s and early 1900s. You could just go anywhere. Almost every town had souvenir plates. But this one here, this one is on the Battle of Plattsburgh.
And this looks like it's Noadiah Moore's home.
And they're made. They're not all like this one here. Looks like it was hand painted. We have several from the Catholic summer school. They were just sold as souvenirs. So if you in the day went to Plattsburgh and you wanted to remember your trip, you could bring home a plate, and then you could serve cookies on it.
Yeah, and Noadiah Moore, I should point out, a couple of years ago, there was a plaque put up on the lawn of St. Mary's, because across the way from St. Mary's Church was where Noadiah Moore home was, and he was very instrumental in the Underground Railroad. So, that's in
And this one
Champlain.
here is 1879. I don't know about the Plattsburgh one. Made in England for American export. I don't really think the English were probably going to sell it there. And then we come down and the water. I mean, we have good water around here. And there were springs and seltzer waters that you could use, but the locations are what was kind of cool. This is the McDonough one, and notice they have the McDonough Monument.
Right.
And the interesting thing about the McDonough Monument, which will be 100 years old in like 2 years, I think, is when they came to build Plattsburgh City Hall. Why do I think his name Pope? He designed the McDonough Monument also. And when you look at City Hall, you notice how City Hall looks quite similar to the Jefferson Memorial. He's the one.
Same fellow, huh?
Same fellow, good friend of Franklin Roosevelt's, who was governor at the time. So Bluff Point had their own water, and this is Guy's McDonough Club, Plattsburgh Bottling Company, and this is the Commodore McDonough Club. And then, is this the doctor's?
Yes, the
thing?
medicine, he took his medicines with him, the doctor did. And so he was a doctor that eventually he spent years in Washington State, and but he returned to Schuyler Falls, so it makes it a Clinton County artifact. And so heaven knows what's in there, because the original,
We haven't tested it yet.
yeah, originals are in there. And
And this book here is really kind of interesting. Remember when COVID first hit and they were recording names and you couldn't leave your house and everything? This is a listing of smallpox names, families.
A list you do not want to get on.
so
Okay.
quite a variety in this room.
Yes, yes.
And
We have
a
one
lot
more
to
sign
read.
over here.
One more.
Oh,
I have to go all the way around here.
I haven't read these as much,
Mhm.
but I always point out the prison key.
you think that's
Can
big
you-
enough?
Can you picture hearing that click every night? Every time you walked out of your cell? And then, not only that, can you picture the person having to carry that thing?
Some of these are bills that were issued, bills for money, issued 1814. So somehow we have those in our possession. If it's a photocopy, some are photocopies because we don't want
wanna
to
preserve 'em,
expose
yeah.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Okay, and medical billing and so on.
Yeah.
Okay,
So if you can't read the writing, cursive, you can read here. She's got it all printed out for you. So.
I'm sorry, I'm not young enough to not have learned cursive.
Well, you know, I have a wonderful intern now who reads cursive, bless her, because she's transcribing Civil War letters. And you know, it's a talent that people are going to need.
Yeah, it's gonna be like hieroglyphics for 100 years from now, you know?
So, and in fact, when we ask for volunteers, we have to make sure that they can read cursive. I mean, we're going to age ourselves out because, you know, at some point.
It's just,
Yeah.
no, strange.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
if you apply yourself,
I can learn.
printing is very similar to cursive. It's just in adding loops and dashes.
Yeah, says the teacher, so she says she knows how to teach that. Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna go to Jerry, or what? Anything
Yes,
else?
down to the gift shop.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you can't leave a museum without going through the gift shop.
It's got the largest selection of books about our county.
Yeah, and it's
North
all about
of
our county. It's
Albany.
not,
Yep,
Right.
north
we
of
don't
Albany.
have anything about the Battle of Saratoga, so don't even think about it.
Okay, I won't think about it. Here we go. We're continuing our visit to the Clinton County Historical Association, and when you walk in the door, you can see this 1856 map, and maybe find your homestead. And if you're real lucky, you'll bump into this young lady right here. And your name?
My name is Jerry Favreau,
And you're the president?
president of the board. Yes,
President of the board.
yep.
7 years and going for a race. Your term limits are 40 years, so you got a few more years for your term limit out.
Right, there are no term limits.
So what do you want
So, well, what I like to welcome people
okay.
to come to the Clinton County Historical Association and
As they
Museum.
walk in the door, yes.
We are located at 98 Ohio Avenue, on the old base. And I always tell people, if people ask us for directions, I say, if you know where the planes are, we're just off the roundabout and you can find us and
The
we have a
plane-
sign
the
and
plane
whatever.
display.
Yeah, the planes are such a important landmark in our area. And I also like to make sure that people understand that we are a county museum. A lot of people think because we are situated here in the city that we're a Plattsburgh museum, but we're not. We're about the whole county. There are 16 museums in Clinton County. The other 15 are either, they have a focus, like Line Mountain has their focus, and Anderson Falls, and Saline, and whatever, but we're about the whole county. And this map up here, we show people, is before Altona. Altona is not on here, because this is before Altona was formed.
1857 was Altona, and this is an 1856 map, so that's,
Yep. This is a very popular map, but we have a lot of people that take a look at it and try and find out where they are and whatever. We also try and ask everybody who comes in where they're from, because that's very important to us when we have to report our numbers and in our annual report. We had people from, I just counted up, we had people from over 20 states come into CCHA this year, up till now. And like from all over, we always ask them, how come they're here? And for varied reasons. Some are passing through, some are family, you know, whatever.
right.
But so we like to make sure that we know who our visitors are. We ask everybody to sign in. One of the and we have a donation jar, which is very important to us. We don't charge admission. It's free admission, but we like people to drop a few dollars in our
So
donation
you
jar.
have expenses here, this doesn't
Yes.
happen.
Absolutely, and we own our building, so we're responsible for upkeep and for all the bills and whatever. one of our biggest supporters, and we're so grateful to them, is the Clinton County Legislature. Every year they have in their budget money that they donate to CCHA for the year for our operating expenses. Everything else that we do a lot of grants. We're always looking for grants, and we rely on our annual appeal and our members and donations. But the Clinton County Legislature, I can't, even though it's Calvin standing in front of me, I can't stress enough that if they didn't support us, I'm not exactly sure how we would make up that money. It would be difficult. We would have to look real hard at a lot of things that we do. But anyway, right now we keep moving along. So we also, during COVID, took advantage to kind of do some cosmetic stuff here in the museum. We had, they moved in here in 2006. I've seen the pictures. They did a tremendous amount of work. Roger Harwood and Marissa Gilbert and a bunch of volunteers. So we've seen what they did, but a lot of stuff hadn't been upgraded since then. So what we did, we took the opportunity, we put some new carpet, we did some painting, put a new chandelier. We also had a very, very nice gift from Billy Jones. We had $5,000 from the state of New York. We were able to put that towards our front door. The old front door was metal. We had to put a pin in the lock in order to keep it locked. And it was drafty and whatever, and we were very proud that Billy stepped up and helped us, and we were able to our beautiful new front door. So anyway, we also have one of our important, we always everybody goes out through the gift shop, right? When you go to Disney World or any of the parks, they always take you out through the gift shop. So we have a lot of books. I would say 99.9% local history. We have a few that are not exactly local, but they're close enough. So this is all the books that we have on the Battle of Plattsburgh right now. We also have a lot of new books. We also have used books, and the used books are being like this one is used, and these are ones that people have donated to us, so that when we sell these books, that it's all profit to us. We make a little bit of money on the other ones because we have to buy them, but we don't make a ton of money. We want people to come in. We want people to buy local history and support us. So we don't charge outlandish prices on anything that we have. So we have we do an ornament every year. We've have had 9 of them. Everything from the Witherell Hotel, the Bluff Point Lighthouse, the Giant's Castle at Point of Rush. This past year was the church in Churubusco, and we also have some books about Churubusco. We have I don't know if you call them trinkets. We've got some buttons. We have T-shirts. We've got some tote bags to sell. Anything, and we also take suggestions from people if they'd like something. These books are all the used ones. Some of them, like this Plattsburgh, New York, this is out of print. So we just use Facebook in order to advertise them, and we've already had some sales. And our directories are always very popular. The Civil War, used Civil War, some of them are a little beat up, but the information is still the same. So it's much better prices than if you buy them brand new.
And I don't know if somebody's coming in. Oh, I know him.
So,
All right, had someone wandering in. So is this list of what's available on Facebook or a website or anything, or you got to wander
I
into?
don't know that it's on our website. It will be eventually. You'll even be able to purchase through our website, but not currently. You still have to call the museum, or sometimes if Julie puts them on our Facebook page, people will kind of order through there, and then she passes on the information so that nobody falls through the cracks, I guess.
So it's a variety of topics, but all relating to Clinton County in some way. And,
Yes. Yeah,
uh,
we have a number of books about the towns and villages. We have some about Lake Champlain, Dannemora. Of course, you know, the prison break was popular. Clinton County, Memories. Memories 1 is sold out, but we still have Memories 2. Plattsburgh Press Republican did that, and they gave us a case of them.
Oh,
And that's
excellent.
another thing that we get support from, like the press. And we also had, the Presbyterian Church had some cookbooks they did a number of years ago, and they weren't selling, they had boxes and boxes of them. They gave us a box.
Oh,
So
nice
we
of
can
them.
sell them and make, you know, a little bit of money off of them. So we get a lot of support from a lot of people. We also try and support them in return. I should mention, I mentioned the press, but all the local media, can't say enough about all the local media, whether it's the newspapers or TV or radio or whatever. The support we get is phenomenal. Helen writes a lot of articles that are published in the Sun. We're working with the press to do the same thing. The Lake Champlain Weekly puts in our events, and so if it wasn't for that, I'm not sure how we would get the word out to everybody, but they're very, very good to us, all of them.
Okay.
So let me show you, I'm gonna show you our, these are the ornaments. You see the ornaments that we did. Valcour Brewing sold out, so we ordered a few more. We don't have very many. This is City Hall and the Witherell, Bluff Point Lighthouse, the Giant's Castle and Fantasy Kingdom. Here's the Memorial Chapel and the Oval, the D&H Railroad Station, and then the church. And I'm not sure, this is the one this year. We will be choosing something for 2024 after the first of the year sometime. We have coloring books that we give to the kids. The coloring books from the William and Alice Minor and the Ag book that were done by ACA a number of years ago, and Battle Class, we give these to children. I think it's very important that when the children come in, that we are able to give them a little reward for visiting the museum. They can get an eraser or a little soldier. That's up for sale, but other than that, and the books, we try and have a few things for children. We trying to get more stuff for kids. Somebody came in the other day and we really don't have anything, but that's because we need to step it up a little bit. We have postcards, we have CDs, we have the Gibson Brothers CDs here. We have things that don't pertain to our collection that are for sale in the shop. Make a little bit of money off of them. We have tote bags.
Okay.
Just some postcards.
So your hours are 10 to 3, Wednesday through Saturday,
Yep.
all year long, unless it's like a Thanksgiving Day or Christmas Day or something that,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah, so it's not a holiday.
We are open even on New Year's Day. We have, we have a couple people who don't celebrate, don't have family.
So they,
So,
They come in.
they might be what would be a normal working day, they come. Yeah.
okay, that's nice of
Yeah.
them.
So that's up to them.
And a phone number, if people want to call, is,
518-561-0340.
okay, and a Facebook page and a
Yep.
website.
Facebook, they should look for Clinton County Historical.
I think if they click that in, they'll find it.
Yeah. And we have actually 3. We have Clinton County Historical, we have Clinton County Civil War, and we also have one for Bluff Point Lighthouse. Those 3 of them, so, yes. I
Okay.
also want to mention,
Yes, all right,
quickly, I know
quickly.
I want to make sure that people, we try and communicate, so one of the things that we do is North Country Notes. Depends, again, this is all volunteer, So it depends on our volunteers, if they're, you know, available to do this stuff. This is all written by volunteers. This one has Michael Cashman and Vicki Masella did articles. We send this out to probably about 600 mailings, I guess. We do it by bulk mail. It's much cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah. Also like to mention, we also have a little packet for people to pick up. We are extremely proud to be able to work with other organizations. Collaboration for us is very extremely important. So this little packet not only has information about us, but it has information about everybody who's on the Old Base Museum campus, the Old Post Cemetery, which has the first tomb of an unknown soldier in the U.S., by the way. The murals of Plattsburgh, we work with them. We worked with them on the Michael Anderson. We're also going to be working with them. They have a new project going. It's going to be the Davidson sisters. There's going to be a mural for them. And CCHA is going to act as their fiduciary, which we do if a group comes to us, but it has to be within our mission. And so we have to kind of sort through that. We also work with museum days, and this little brochure, this little passport is printed by the chamber. They do about 5,000, and they're almost out. I think I have actually handed out over 2,000 myself. Wow. Because I take them to all the museums. Right. I take them out. And right. This is excellent. This is not just for Museum Days weekend. This is for all the time. Has really great information about each of the museums in the county. We work with the Plattsburgh Memorial Chapel, and we collaborate with them for doing events, and we promote them. And we also were very involved with this Haudenosaunee project down on Peace Point. Mm-hmm. And we think this is the first and only tribute to indigenous people in Clinton County. So we were extremely happy to be able to work with them. So our collaboration is very, very important. They support us and we support them. Proclamation from the state of New York. Got that last year on our 75th anniversary. I tell people this is the most important piece of paper in this museum. It's a membership form. We survive because we have great members, and our membership is not expensive. It's $30 for a senior individual, $35 for a couple, and I think it's $35 for a family, and then it kind of goes up from there, and this is extremely important to us. If you become a member, we don't charge admission, so that's kind of moot, but you are on all of our mailings, and you get our undying gratitude. They keep our doors open.
Right.
They keep our doors open.
Right.
Yes. Right now, because we're in the city, in the summer months, our electric and water bill is not bad. It's, I don't know, I can't remember, it's maybe $200-300 a month. But in the winter, there's a surcharge, and it goes up to 7 or 8.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, plus you're probably using a little more electricity to keep the place warm.
Well, and we kind of really don't. We keep we've been turning our lights off. They're on all day, all today because you're here, but normally we don't turn lights on unless we have company. Right. And we bring sweaters because, to heat the whole building. But we still have to heat it because of our collection.
Well, of course.
It's important to our collection, yeah. So it's one of the bills that we are looking forward to, yeah. So thank you. I am so happy that you came to visit Calvin, and we like to support Hometown Cable too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly appreciate your support over the years, and this is, I think, chapter 5 of our visit today. So,
yeah.
So put the Clinton County Historical Museum Association Museum on your to-do list, and stop in here and maybe fill out a membership form and keep this place going and thriving, and so we can preserve the history of Clinton County.
Yes.
Thank you, Jerry Favreau.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Calvin Castine.
All right, and we're going to close it out right now. And that sometimes happens, we close out and somebody says, oh, I got something I should have told you, and this is the case right here. Jerry, what do you got to tell us?
Well, I think this is very important for the people to know that the Clinton County Historical Association is taking the lead for the commemoration of America 250, the 250th anniversary of the independence of our great country. And CCHA is the one that's heading it up, and we have put a steering committee together with what we think is the right people. We have SAR, DAR, we've got Clinton Essex Franklin Library, the Strand, the Chamber, the Town of Plattsburgh, the Town of Peru, a whole bunch. And we're still forming our committee and going to be reaching out to, especially to the towns that are along the route that the British took and the Americans. And we want to make sure that one of the things that we've talked about is Benedict Arnold. We want to make sure that people understand that even though what he's best known for, he was a hero here. And he's, because of him and his little thrown together navy, they were able to delay the British long enough so that Saratoga could better prepare themselves for the next spring. And if it hadn't been for Benedict Arnold and those volunteers, things could have been a whole lot different than how they turned out. And we want to make sure he was a good guy at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, and so watch, things in the paper and Facebook, and there's going to be a website. The Chamber is going to be doing, has a website that they're going to use, and as we get rolling and get closer, there'll be more information, so people should look and see what we're doing, yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, that's going to close it up.
That's it.